and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I wanted to talk about some tools that I find are super useful when it comes to wig styling. And these are tools that everyone should use, including beginners. The first tool I wanted to look at is a wig head. You can find wig heads online, or you can find them in local stores like craft stores and maybe even like thrift stores if they have like Halloween deals and stuff like that. I've seen them at Village des Valeurs here in Montreal at around Halloween time. And I mean, you can even get them at like costume stores. Maybe if they have like some broken ones in the back that they can't necessarily put on display, you can maybe even get them for free. Really up to you. I like to get wig heads that do have a hole in the bottom, and I prefer to have wig heads that are evenly distributed, so they're not like, the head's not tilted, the head is straight and parallel to the floor, just like your head would be when you're cutting your hair. The reason why I like to have it nice and even is so that when I'm cutting on the wig head, it's not tilted because of the perception with the face and stuff. So that's just my personal preference. And also it makes putting the wig evenly on easier so that when you're styling it, it's not going to be lopsided. The reason we want a hole in the bottom is because we want this to be able to sit on a wig head stand, like so. So you put this on like that, and then you would clamp it to a table or a countertop or something that has a ledge, and then there you go, you can style your wig. This I got off of Art of Wigs Canada website. They also have a wig head stand that is available in tripod form, which I really want to get, but that one's a little bit more pricey. This one's much more affordable, and it's also perfect for apartments because it's small and compact and you can just kind of store it wherever. The next tool I want to talk about are a pair of sharp scissors. Do not use your fabric scissors to cut your wig. Even though you might be cutting plastic fibers like polyester with your fabric scissors, plastic hair fibers are not the same. So you should use a designated pair of scissors for your wigs. This happens to be my general purpose crafting scissors, so I use these on pretty much everything. But they are still pretty sharp, that they cut wig hair nice and they don't ruin my good fabric scissors. Next on our list are a variety of combs. I have here a wide tooth comb. I often use this to detangle long wigs, especially on the con floor, because this is quick and easy to pull out of my bag and have someone just kind of brush through to detangle some of the bigger tangles. I have this comb here. This is just a generic plastic comb, and it has a little bit of texture inside to do some back combing with, and it also has some picks at the end to kind of help pick through the wefts. I like to use this to style bangs in particular, and I also use this to help separate the wefts in the back. Here is another type of teasing comb. This one has a really nice long end that is really precise when you're looking for a specific weft and you're trying to find all the hair along that edge. So I use that piece of it quite often. And then I find this comb to be actually better than this one for back combing. I think it's because the teeth are a little bit closer together and they provide more friction. So this is my go-to back combing comb for when I want to create uplifted bangs or any kind of volume. Finally, I have my wire comb brush, and this is used to detangle my really long wigs after I've worn them for like an entire day, maybe 2 days at a convention. And this really helps to separate those wig fibers, and because it is metal, it will actually penetrate the wig hairs quite nicely, and it won't cause them to like tear as much. With plastic combs, there is a bit of risk that the plastic is going to stick to the comb and then kind of pull and tear. So there is that. Next up, you'll want to have a hair dryer. It doesn't matter what kind of hair dryer you have. Although preferably you'd have one that has multiple temperature functions so that you can control more or less how hot your blow dryer is going to be on your wig. Not all wigs have the same temperature rating, so you are going to want to have one that has some colder options and some warmer options. So you're going to use this to set a bunch of styles. Often it's used to give volume to things like bangs and to spikes and to ahoges and things like that. And it's I often use this as well to set hairspray because it just helps to kind of like smooth out the flyaways as I'm kind of running it over. And I mean, it just works really well with the hairspray in total. Speaking of hairspray, this is the best brand for styling wigs. Ask any cosplayer, we all swear by this brand. This is Got to Be Glued, a blasting freeze spray. And I don't know what makes this so good to work with wigs, but it really adheres to the plastic fibers, and over time the hairspray does start to flake off, but it does wash out of the wigs and you can always restyle the wigs after a while with this as well. Another heat tool that I like to use is a straightener. You want to find a straightener that has multiple heat settings. This one has 25 heat settings, and I tend to use it on like the lowest 1 to 5 temperature settings. A lot of high quality wigs are often rated for higher temperatures. If you find a wig on eBay or AliExpress, it might not be rated for such high temperatures. And you always want to make sure that you test with a small little piece at the bottom underneath of the wig to make sure that your straightener is not going to melt everything. It would be quite the shame if you didn't test it on your eBay wig and then you went to go straighten out some bangs in the front and it just melted, and that would be awful. So yeah, make sure you have some different temperature settings on your hair straightener. Now, I use the hair straightener for a number of things. I mostly use it to defrizz long wigs, but I also use it to actually help me curl my wigs. I will often take these strips of hair and just heat them up with my hair straightener, get them nice and hot, and then I will roll them up in either a hair curler, or I'll use clips, like alligator clips, to hold them in place if I really want really loose waves, and then just wait for them to cool. So I use this for both straightening and curling. Last but not least, you're gonna wanna get some alligator clips. This helps to keep the hair out of the way while you are working on it. It's super useful for separating wefts and pieces such as the back from the front or your bangs from the rest of it. They're really great. I got these on AliExpress for like $3, $2 maybe. I know it takes forever to get here, but I mean, I got a bunch of these and I use them all the time now. It's also super useful for when you're working in layers. You can pin back the top layers, and if you're trying to trim something and you're trying to work up in the layers, you can use these to keep back the upper layers of the wig and then lower them as you're going. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you happen to like this video and you want to see more content like this, you can check out my YouTube channel. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!